Okay, old man Fred.
Brodeur, Wah, and the only person I can think of is Dryden, but I don't think it's Dryden.
No, you played only 9 years. So out of you three, you have all three. Good news. So it's Lou, which Finn had, Brodeur, and Patrick Roy. Sawchuk, which you had, Glenn, is fifth on the list now at 971. But him is an era where we didn't play 80 games, so his feat is even more impressive. But what's impressive is the top four is the golden era of Quebec goalies. And they're saying Fleury is probably the last one to reach 1,000 games. The way the game is played now, where they have 1A, 1B type. It's like relief pitchers and starters in the major leagues. So the top four, if nobody ever gets there, will be all Quebecers. And it's the golden era of Quebec goaltenders, which is over now. But
where was Jacques Plante? Was Jacques Plante up there anywhere?
I don't know. I didn't know. I only had
you don't have the list.
You're like Bobby Lewis from Quebec.
So all three are from Quebec.
All four, because Fleury is from Quebec also. The four goalies in history to reach 1,000 games in the NHL are all from Quebec.
Yeah. Okay, well, yeah, I was unsure about the Sawchuk, but I know he played a lot, but he was just under that 1,000.
He was 29 games. 29 games short, but he played when there was 40, 50 games, 60 games a year. And then you have Glenn Hall, who played consecutive game, but that's not the question. All right, question number 2. Are you all ready?
Maybe.
Who is the leading scorer for forwards in the calendar year 2023? Go.
Oh, geez.
All right. Write something, Finn. It's like Jeopardy, man.
Can't be that easy, can it?
The music's gonna be finished.
I've got Mikko Rantanen.
All right.
Who the hell
Ryan?
is that?
I just threw
He's
McDavid
playing for
out there.
Colorado.
I'm pretty sure that's a safe bet.
What?
McDavid.
McDavid. Okay. Old man Fred.
McDavid.
And the answer is McKinnon.
Oh, by the hair of his teeth.
I got the wrong map.
Wrong player.
Jesus.
But he's only ahead by less than 5 points with yesterday's game. But it's just surprising that it's not McDavid. But McDavid is number one for points per game. You know,
that's what I thought you meant. Yeah, that's
All right, question number 3. Same question, calendar year 2023 for defensemen.
Points? Point leader?
Points. Total points for defensemen.
Jesus.
Right. See, I knew it wouldn't be McDavid because you wouldn't ask a question with an easy answer.
Yeah, it might be easy. Who knows?
Okay, I've got Erik Karlsson.
All right, Karlsson, who was so far ahead last year of everyone. Luke Hughes?
No, Quinn Hughes.
Old man Fred?
Carlson.
And the answer is, we got a winner, Finn! But the points per game leader is not Erik Karlsson. Darnell Nurse. Somebody wrote on the chat. The points per game leader is Makar. Not even Karlsson.
Wow.
Makar. So I just wanted to do this because when I saw the stats that were a week away or whenever I wrote you guys, I say, oh, that's going to be a good quiz question. And then yesterday when they put the stats up for goalies, I have a third question. So just a little bit of fun to start the podcast. They always do this, the 2022, the calendar year, and games played has an influence. I thought it would be fun.
So in other words, Karlsson had a crappy end to 2023, and he hasn't started off with his new team very well.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, again, just a reminder that we are taking a little bit of a break over January with work and travel and things like that. We're going to take a few weeks off. So we will be back this Friday on January the 5th to kind of wrap up the World Juniors and do a little bit more NHL talk. And then we're going to be off until Monday, January the 28th, when we'll get back together. And it's just before the All-Star break, I think. So I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about that take place during those 3 weeks.
If the Oilers manage to trade Campbell, we should do an emergency podcast to talk about it.
Yeah, oh man, Fred, there's Wi-Fi on those big ships, man.
Oh no, he would be rubbing it in. He'd be on the lounge chair with his little shuffleboard thing.
I'm kind of like that. Glennie's got me. Laughed out. Yeah,
He's like, hey boys, you want a margarita?
Yeah. I am so drunk right now. So yeah.
Well, how's that different from any other day, Eric? If something happens, if there's a major story that happens, I think we can get us together somehow, some way to just do a short little episode if there's something game breaking that happens. Not a Campbell trade, because that's it. But if the Oilers trade for Roman Yossi or something like that, then we definitely have to go on. Okay, one thing
We're like,
we're
like Marvel now, eh? We have multiverses where Oilers have cap room.
Yeah, exactly. So we're not going to do the logos today because we started off with the quiz, and we'll leave the logos till we get back together at the end of January. We did have one game in the NHL today, the Winter Classic. Some people love it, some people hate it. It was held in Seattle this year. Frank, you mentioned in the group chat how you loved the Golden Knight uniforms from today. I don't know.
Seattle was a lot of people were divided, but it sucked they wore the white ones because during the road up to the game, they had their yellow ones. The yellow ones were fucking beautiful. The white ones they're white, but the yellow ones were awesome.
We got Apple here. How you doing, Apple? Coming from the YouTube side of things. And yeah, I forgot. Maybe we do need to spend a minute on this. Eric, your beloved team, the Toronto Maple Leafs, have put Samsonov on waivers. I don't know if he was claimed today. What do you have to say about that?
He wasn't claimed.
Why would you claim him? Yeah, no, it's been awful. Yeah, I was hoping to talk juniors because, oh my God, Toronto is, this is like Frank's dream, right? Toronto is just terrible, freaking terrible. Score 5.
But he's not even going, eh? It's not like Campbell. He's not going to the AHL. He's going to stay with the coaches a week to have a mental reset.
Yeah, there was a bunch of like little softy stuff somebody was talking about. I guess it was Kelly Rudy on Hockey Night in Canada. And it was just like, oh my God, why don't we just, rock them to sleep and stuff? It was ridiculous. But it's awful. Yeah, and it just shows that it was tether thin anyway, and then Bull got hurt, and things are tough. I mean, the Leafs aren't too worried because they had enough of a cushion. It's not like the Oilers who really had to turn it around, but that cushion, as the Leafs have shown in the past, can deflate quite quickly as well.
We'll trade you our goalie problems for your goalie problems.
Well, it's funny. My two favorite teams are really suffering, although your goalie problems seem to have solved themselves. So Skinner's looking pretty good right now. So
old man Fred, the question is, now that you've had a week to kind of decompress, what do you really think about Matthew Tkachuk?
He's a puke. Have I mentioned puke before? He's a puke.
Yeah, the Toronto Maple Leafs are just clinging to that third spot. Actually, they're tied in points with Tampa Bay right now. And we'll talk more about the standings maybe on Friday because we have a lot of things to go through. But let's start off, because the World Juniors are, all these young kids that are playing. Let's take a quick peek at the rookie race right now in the NHL. Connor Bedard still leading the way with Chicago. Fantilli, who I thought would give him a run when we did our preseason predictions, I said Fantilli's going to be up there. He's number 2 right now. Frank the Tank, what do you want to say about this year's crop of rookies and how things are going at the halfway mark?
As I said, Bedard is running away with it. 10-point difference now. It's only going to get wider. It's surprising because nobody thought Bedard would. He's on pace for 75 points. People had him in the 60s because Chicago sucked so much. Fantilli plays with great players. Great players. Good players. We can't call them great.
Gaudreau is great? Oh.
Well, if 115 Gaudreau is great, but not the current version. So, and then, you see all the rest, but Luke Hughes, you don't have the defenseman on there, but he's moving up because Dougie Hamilton is gone for the year, so he's on power play 1. So he's going to move. He's going to rock it up. He's going to finish in the top 3 in the rookie scoring. He's going to get like 50-ish points if things keep going. He was named one of the 3 stars. So one game he had 3 points. His brother had 3 points. So he's going to shoot up the rookie scoring because I think you only had the forwards there. And Bedard he's playing alone, man. Taylor Hall was supposed to help him. He's out with injury. Anastasiou is out with injury. He's playing with Nick Foligno. The older brother of Marcus, who's already in his 30s, and he's playing with who's his other line mate, Kurashev. It's like, come on, man, 2 hacks. So whatever he's doing, it's special. So
yeah.
Right,
so here's the defensive
points.
leaders here: Luke Hughes, Mintkinoff, Faber, Jiricek. So
Faber going up because he's assumed because of injuries. He's on the number 1 power play in Minnesota. Mintkov is going down because Drysdale is back and he had no power play time last game, so he's going to go down. So it's going to be interesting. But Luke Hughes is the number 1 guy now in Jersey already.
And goalies, we have a couple that have done really well. Urson stepping in Philadelphia. I think Joseph Woll would be a contender if he didn't get injured. He would probably have the top goalie spot here. Kochetkov for Carolina. So we don't hear about. Skinner last year, kind of an anomaly. We usually don't see goalies in Rookie of the Year contention, but Urson and Kochetkov look pretty good.
Urson, Hart is still there. He's not going to be in contention, but Pior, everybody's injured in Carolina. He's the guy. So if he can go on a run and hit 50, 60 game, like 50 odd games, and he corrects the ship because he didn't start off well, he might be in the discussions. Yeah.
It's still Connor Bedard's trophy to lose unless it's a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins or a Connor McDavid situation where they get injured and then they fall out of the winning spot. Or Taylor Hall, yeah. No Edmonton Oiler. For those of you watching, no Edmonton Oiler has ever won Rookie of the Year. Think about the great teams and players they have had over the years. They've never won the Calder Trophy for Rookie of the Year. Injuries have always got in the way. And, of course, Wayne Gretzky.
Or bullshit.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hannerin played in a professional league. He comes over at 25. He wins Rookie of the Year. But Gretzky was, 18? But because he played in the WHL, which folded into, he's not considered a rookie. That's a complete BS, man. And he finished tied for first with Marcel Dion in his rookie year, 137 points.
Yeah. And as Boiled Egg mentions, remember Makarov winning rookie? What was he, like 30 or something like that?
Yeah, but he instituted a change in the rule because now there's 25 years old. You can't be older to win Rookie of the Year. But that's the Makarov rule because it was getting ridiculous, Yeah. But Gretzky just got jobbed. It's just when the incoming players came, the rest of the team said, we don't want – they knew he would win Rookie of the Year and said, we don't want him to win. That'll be a special clause, a Gretzky clause. So all WHL players were ineligible.
Okay, let's go on to the World Juniors. Finn, you were not on the show when we did our World Junior talk, so you were not around to do your predictions for the tournament. Have you been watching, Finn, any of the World Juniors, or just been focusing on NHL?
I haven't been watching them too much, but I have been kind of keeping up with what was going on. Kind of hard for me to watch them in the mornings. Usually mornings around my house are pretty hectic. I can't really sit down and watch. Yeah, I just kind of keep up with the stats after the end of the day.
All right. Well, in terms of our predictions, if you watched that show a couple weeks ago, here's a recap. I asked the panel who their surprise pick was for finishing in the top 4, and we're down to 8 teams now, so we're not quite at the 4 level. Frank went with Switzerland. Old man Fred went with Germany, and I went with Slovakia. And I think Germany is the only team on there. Germany and Norway, I think, are the 2 teams that didn't qualify for the playoffs.
Which is my surprise, right? So
oh, you missed.
That's what I thought you meant, eh?
Just say go Canada, old man Fred, and we'll forgive you. Go Canada. All right.
But that's a shocker, Latvia making the top 4. That's completely wow, and it's like, and at one point I really thought Finland would not make it to the top 4. They had to beat Sweden, and it's like it's been a crazy tournament so far. I have a lot to say, so I'll stop talking now so I can say it later.
Yeah.
But,
so for our finalists, Frank had the USA over Finland 4-1. Finland, a big disappointment. Canada over the US 4-2 for old man Fred. And I went with Sweden with a 6-3 victory over the United States. So all of us went with a different team to win the tournament. So let's break it down a little bit. Now that the preliminary or the first round is over, in Group A, again, we see it's not correct because Latvia should be ahead of Germany based on the tiebreaker. So Latvia should be in 4th place, Germany in 5th place. Finland would have been knocked out had they not surprisingly beat Sweden. And then in Group B, the US, Slovakia, Czech, Switzerland all make the playoffs, and Norway does not win a game.
It's US, Germany, Sweden against Switzerland. Canada, Czechia, and Slovakia against Finland tomorrow.
Right. So here we go. Here are the matchups, as Frank mentioned, starting at 6 a.m. Eastern time, because again, games are being played in Sweden right now. And Canada, I think, got the toughest draw of all the teams in here. I mean, the USA is going to cakewalk over Latvia, my opinion. Sweden's going to destroy Switzerland.
By the way, that means Latvia got the toughest draw of all the teams.
Yeah, true. So,
but yeah, the US has a cakewalk. People might wake up tomorrow if they don't work to 2 surprises, because I think Finland's going to beat Slovakia, and I think Czechia is going to beat Canada tomorrow morning. Yeah. Canada is playing like shit. Celebrini is a 17-year-old. He's not supposed to lead the team, and he's the leading scorer by double. Where is everyone? Jordan Dumais, he went toe-to-toe with Bedard last year as the best scorer in junior hockey. He's the leading scorer in the Quebec Junior League. He's got 2 points in 4 games. Matt Savoy, who played in the NHL, made Buffalo, played 6 games. He's got 1 point. Poitras, who's playing in the NHL full-time, 3 points in 4 games. It's Danielson, again, top 10 pick, 3 points in 4 games. Easton Cowan, he's already preparing to be a Maple Leaf because he got 1 point in 4 games. Owen Beck supposed to be the super leader, got called up last year, injury replacement, played super well, 1 point. Like, where are these superstars? What are they doing, man? You know, you got Allard, who has 3 points in 4 games. He's an undrafted overager, you know, and the second leading scorer has 4 points. It's the defenseman, Matichuk. Got Jaeger at 4, this Retkoff guy, who leading scorer, but it's all 4, and then it goes to 3. And it's not just Canada, US, man. You know, 2 writers from TSN picked the All-Stars from the preliminary round, and the US finished first, and there was 1 US player on there, Frank Nazar. There was 3 Slovakians, 2 Czechs, you know, and you have these supposed stars like the big 3 from Boston University. You know, Ryan Leonard, 4-4, Gabe Perreault, 4-4, and where's the other one? Smith, where is he? Will Smith, 3-4. Is that a dominant line, a point per game, when you have Howard with 8 points in 4 games, Nazar 8 points in 4 games, and Brindley 8 points in 4 games? You know, Oliver Moore has 1 assist. Casey, who's supposed to be a defenseman, offensive defenseman, 2 points. And same thing with Switzerland. Sandin Pelika was supposed to be this power play QB, and he has 1 or 2 points. It's like, it's the World Juniors where, and like even Czechoslovakia, Dvorsky is being outplayed by an undrafted 19-year-old for Czechoslovakia. I don't remember his name. He's got a weird name because he's from Czechia. Milosky, 7 assists, you know, and you have Kulich. He's a Buffalo guy. So, but like, it's so disappointing because nobody's showing up except Celebrini, who's draft.
Well, Chat, here's a question for you, Chat. Before we give you the answer, which NHL teams, give us a couple NHL teams that you think have the most representation in the World Juniors. Which teams have the most players that are, you know, drafted by them playing in this tournament here? Let's see what you guys think in terms of the prospects. Old man Fred, I know you're a big fan of the World Juniors. We mentioned that a couple weeks ago. What stands out for you, either positively or negatively, about the tournament so far?
I think it's going the way that I thought it would. You know, it's been a little bit more challenging during the preliminary round and I'm only going to focus on my team because that's who I care about. And from, you know, like I look at that Germany game, even before that, I could look at the Sweden game, and the reffing has taken some adjustment. You know, as Geeky Senior wrote on Twitter, and I'm sure everyone's seen it, I guess it's a penalty to hit somebody. It's you know, to use the proper vernacular, it's bullshit. The reffing, it's in Europe. It's like, you know.
Yeah, but that's the rule.
Yeah, I know. I hate it. And we should all wear dresses as far as I'm concerned. It's ridiculous. Hit somebody, do it right, play the game the way it's supposed to be played. When you got a 6'4" hitting a 5'8", too bad. You know, like if your head falls into my shoulder, fall down and, you know, flop around. I don't care. It's the way it works. You're playing with the big boys. That's the way it goes. So I have found it difficult. At the same time, I think, you know, that's what this tournament does. We can look on paper and we can go this and this and this and how about that and so on and so forth. But now we're into the playoff stuff. I think Canada will be fine. I look at the way that the you know what will happen after this. They don't play Sweden or the US until the finals. Don't worry, we're fine. Tomorrow it'll be a 4-2 game. You know, they'll play well because they have to. That's what Canada does. So not worried. Everything's fine. Relax, boys.
All right. And I take it that Canada, should they win, would play the winner of Finland, Slovakia. And then,
Ooh, that's going to hurt. Really? Like, seriously, like, how scary is that? Would
yeah,
you want Sweden or the US? I wouldn't.
absolutely not. That's
You
going to
know?
be the semifinal that is going to be, a good one to watch, US and Sweden, because both are coming off easy victories. Be interesting to see how much they use their star players in the game tomorrow, because do you want to risk injury of your star players when you know you're going to play each other, soon after that? You would think it's going to be a cakewalk. Finn, how about them Oilers? How about those Oilers? We didn't have you in on the World Junior talk before, but anything you want to mention about what you've seen in the World Junior tournament? I don't know if you've had a chance to watch many games.
Well, no, I like looking at the scores and stuff, and it's nice to see the heavy hitters still leading the way. The countries that you would expect to be at the top still be at the top. I know there's been a lot of talk over the years of Canada eventually falling off, but I don't really see that quite yet.
So let's give you an Oiler question. I think the best Christmas present Edmonton could have got was playing on the road right after the holidays and playing in California with two of the three weakest teams. I expected them to win 2 of 3. They played a hell of a game against Los Angeles to win all 3. And you mentioned in the group chat that what's up with Anaheim? They're just playing horribly. Yeah. Just kind of expand on that. What do you mean?
Well, no. So when we played San Jose, we won, but San Jose still came out to play. They still wanted to put their best foot forward. They still tried right to the end, as much as you would want. And same with Chicago. I mentioned Chicago too. Chicago, we beat them, but they still put up an effort. But it wasn't enough for when the Oilers kicked it into high gear. But when we played Anaheim the other night, and even when we played them earlier this year, it just looked like the players they didn't care. They didn't care to try. They didn't care to win. Even Gibson in the net, you could see every time he made a save, he just sat on his knees for a little while. You just like, if you guys are going to stop trying, why am I going to start trying? Like, it's just it's a horrible culture, I think, in Anaheim, and I think they have to do a lot to fix it. It kind of reminds me of 2012, 2013, 2014 Oilers, where it was just awful. And we tried everything we could to import a good culture, but it has to come from the stars. It has to come from the high draft picks that you draft. So those guys there, they have to start setting the culture, setting the standard in Anaheim.
Yeah. And before we go to Frank, and he'll let us know who has the most prospects in the tournament. Old man Fred, again, you're a fan of the Maple Leafs. You're a fan of all Canadian teams, really, when it comes down to it. Talk a little bit about the Poulin move from TSN, I believe it was, to Ottawa. Do you see that as a positive sign for the Sens?
Just before I talk about that, I'm going to asterisk what you said and say not Calgary, but okay, because some people consider Calgary part of Canada.
All right, yeah. I forgot. Yeah.
So let's stop that. So, but Dave Poulin, good flyer back in the day. I saw his press conference, so I really didn't know much about it. I was watching today and saw his press conference on, he's been an analyst. There was the word that I was looking for the last 10 years, and he's, blah, blah, blah. And he goes on about being this and this and this and a hockey fan. Do I think it's a good idea? I mean, Poulin's never made me angry or, as an analyst. I just think enough, Ottawa. Okay, start playing, right? You've done all the internal stuff. Now it's, if I was a fan of the Senators, I'd be like, that's great. Everybody up top is getting paid and that's all changed. Now show me something. And so that's, do I care? He's fine. I mean, like I said, he's, I think I can't put him down. I think he knows hockey very well. But at the same time, it's time to go forward and maybe take the second half of the year and turn it considerably different than the first half of the year.
And yeah, Steve Stais, former Edmonton Oiler, defensive defenseman in that 2006 run there, Finn going part of Ottawa's staff as well. I think you'd probably see that as a positive, Finn, too.
Yeah, I had him pegged to knock Holland off his seat, but his previous relations with the new owner there in Ottawa, I think had him wanting to go there more than the Oilers.
Can I just ask? I'm just wondering, and Frank might be able to help me out. Frank, is Dave Pullen? Is he a francophone?
No,
Not at all. Doesn't speak French. He's not that guy.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, because the Ottawa, I think that's a little bit more important in the Ottawa area than it is in other areas. And I know, I don't think Stais has any French. So
No,
so interesting. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Interesting. Okay.
But I thought Stais, being an ex-Oiler, would have stayed with the Oilers, but that's what I don't get. It's like, I shudder to think who the hell you guys are going to get, because you're going to go back to the well with these over-the-hill Chiarellis all in. It's like, I made a joke, but I wouldn't be surprised if you hire Bergevin away from LA. So that's going to be a disaster. I don't get it.
Well, the one save, the one when what's his nuts there was the top guy. I forget his name now, but he stepped down. But now it's Jeff Jackson, and he has a heck of a mind for hockey, and he's younger, and he understands a new way of thinking. So I have faith that he'll find the right guy.
And not only that, but what can you say about the job, at least that seems that Paul Coffey has done coming in as helping out the defensive? I mean, Ekholm and Bouchard, top defensive pair in the league right now. If you look at their 5-on-5 play, they're leading their number 1 and 2 defensemen in so many of these categories.
It also helps that they're on the ice with McDavid, Hyman, and Nugent Hopkins, which is probably one of the top lines in the NHL right now.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
The only job you have as a defenseman is give puck 9-7. Give puck 9-7. Okay? Go behind him, ready, shoot. Or Ekholm, ready, pass. Bouchard, ready, shoot. That's it. It's not sorcery. Give puck, go, shoot.
Well, how many years, though, have they not had those guys that haven't had the stats?
Ekholm, when he came over last year, played very well, and Bouchard played very well. They just lost their way to start the year. Now they're back to what they did last year.
Yeah, Ekholm's a very calming force on that back, and they call him. I don't know how if they call him this around the NHL, but they call him the Viking, the mean Swede. But he has a way of stabilizing the people on the ice. Like they feel taller when he's on the ice.
It's too bad he's already 33.
Yeah. Best move they made last year was getting Ekholm. I loved it when they made the move, and again, I'd like to see one more move come in. But they just don't have the cap space. They don't have the room unless they're able to magically get rid of a goaltender that is the number 2 goaltender in the AHL for their team right now.
Oh, they're so shell-shocked. They had the trade, man. All they had to do was get rid of a first-rounder. They had the trade where they dumped. They were getting another goalie, and they got gun-shy. We want to keep our picks. Like, for what? The après-McDavid era? Who cares,
was that San Jose, Frank?
The rumors are it might have been San Jose with a flip with Blackwood, but we don't know. It's like it could have been Detroit before all their goalies got injured.
But I wonder how much basis that this rumor has, because for Toronto to dump Marleau at a $4 million cap hit, it costs the Maple Leafs a first-round pick to dump that.
Yeah, that was
the others are looking to trade off 3.5 years at $5 million. I don't think no team in their right mind is going to take just one first-round pick.
Yeah, because they were dumping salary back the other way, like Blackwood for the year. So, but they had it. The insiders said it was done, but it's Oilers that backed off. But now the team says we don't want him. Then he can't even be a starter in the AHL. So that's done. There's no hope for him to pretend to stop the pucks.
Yeah.
So Might be Chicago. Chicago might want him just to finish last, you know?
Yeah. Well, Frank, let's give them the answers. Let's give chat the answers for which NHL teams have the most prospects playing in this World Junior Championship. Who are some of the teams that
Last podcast, I said I think it's St. Louis with 7, and I was correct. But there is another team that also has 7, and that's Buffalo. So Buffalo and St. Louis both have 7.
Arizona looks like too.
What? Did I make a mistake? Or maybe it's Arizona. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, go down. Maybe I made a mistake. Maybe it's not Buffalo.
Yeah, Buffalo is 6.
Okay, so it's Arizona. Okay, I couldn't remember what I wrote in our chat. But yeah, so 7 each, and 2 teams have none. And it was I did the research. I forgot.
Edmonton was one.
Edmonton.
Well, so depending on what article you read, so this TSN article I was reading earlier has Reed Schaefer as an Edmonton prospect in the World Juniors.
No, he's
because they picked him, and they have Pittsburgh, and they have Pittsburgh, and they have Toronto as the teams with no prospects.
Oh my.
Okay, but Reed Schaefer's in Arizona now.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. So
That's just stupid. Oh, I drafted him. That's like saying I have a Stanley Cup champion. I drafted the guy, but 10 years ago, and he won the cup with another team.
Yeah. Well, they do have Pittsburgh with 3, but maybe I don't know how they. But right now, in terms of where these prospects are playing, it looks like this is the official list, and Edmonton's not on there, and I don't know which other team's not on there. But Toronto does have a couple. It looks like Easton Cowan and Minton, Washington, Ryan Leonard, and Chesley. So yeah, well represented by Arizona.
In our group chat if somebody wants to go look. But
yeah, Arizona, Buffalo, and St. Louis, I think, have 6 according to this site here. Seattle has 6 as well, and same with the Sharks. They have 6. So some good players coming up. Well, Frank, you talked about the scoring leaders a little early. You are amongst the 4 of us. You're the expert in terms of draft eligible players that are, in the 2024 draft. Who in the top 10 here on the leaderboard so far is eligible for the upcoming draft?
Celebrini, Miloski, I think, or I think it's Petrosky, or so one of the Czechs, but overager. All the rest are drafted. Don't know Repsik. I know there's the defenseman for the U.S. Buin, whatever his freaking name is. Yeah, him. He's draft eligible. And then the other from the other countries, I don't know well enough because I think all of Latvia is draft eligible. Yeah. So like
for goalies,
Hugo Havlid is not drafted. The two of the 3 goalies for Canada are undrafted, and they all have the same thing in common. They're small. But Rabal is drafted. Gajan is drafted.
Bittner, I think.
Bittner, I don't know. But Fowler's drafted. Augustine is obviously drafted. Coco is drafted by Seattle. Cristobal Ue's son is not drafted, by the way.
All right. Well, before we get to our final predictions here, now that we know the tournament standings and who plays who, when we look back at the previous scores again, we talked about how Finland just got off to a horrible start. And I know, Eric, you follow Team Canada, but when you watched Finland play Canada, was it night and day? Were the Canadians that much better, or was Finland just that bad in that game?
No, it was tight, right? Like it was a fairly tight game. There's an empty netter there, and obviously that was the 6th goal, or Where am I here? There we go. The fifth goal.
5-2.
Yeah, 5-2. So so it was a fairly tight game. It was. I mean, to me, it was a typical where Finland kind of hit the rocks is they lost to Germany, and nobody expected that. And the Germans, unfortunately, they picked the wrong team to beat. Right? They should have beat Latvia, but they. And after 23 years or something along those lines, they beat the Finns. So Finns are tough. And like Frank said, I think Frank predicted the Finns are going to go on to the semis. So there you go.
I said they might.
All right.
They might.
Yeah.
They might. Yeah. There's no commitment there.
They're always a tough out.
Yeah, they are. Like, I mean, when it's back against the wall, and that's why Canada too, back against the wall. Let's see what you got, and that's why I'm not too worried. U.S. looks exceptional, right? But I also know that the U.S. is kind of the equivalent of Calgary for the Oilers, and people can get up for those games. So that's the way it works.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's go off on what we predicted before, and of course, some of these matchups are impossible now based on the preliminary rounds. So, Finn, let's start with you. You saw the teams that are in the final 8 and who potentially could match up in the finals. What are you going for?
I'm going with you want me to pick the winner too?
Sure.
Sweden versus Canada, and I want to have Sweden taking it.
Okay. So Sweden over Canada. I had Sweden versus the USA. Of course, that's impossible now. So I'm still going to go with Sweden. This time I'm going to go with Sweden over Canada by, again, that same 6-3 score.
Why do you say it's impossible?
Sweden, US is impossible.
No, they're both the number 1 seeds.
Well, they're playing each other in the semifinals. So if you look at this,
No. This is the order because Canada has so many fans. They were promised to play in the big arena. There's a big arena and a small arena.
Oh.
Sweden, as the host, they were promised the big arena. But there's 3,500 Canadian fans that came into town, and they said, oh, well, we can't have these people not go to the game. So the small arena is the first game. The big arena is the second game. The small arena is the third game, and the big arena is the last game. It's just that order because they don't want 2 consecutive games on the same ice.
But Lenny, can you not draw up the show the semifinals? You have not the I guess the
March Madness type thing.
The tree.
Yeah, show me that because Frank's wrong.
No.
Yeah.
Number 1 team.
Frank's wrong, so no.
Number 1 team does not face the number 1 team.
It doesn't matter if Frank's wrong. That's true. That's the way it works. Frank's wrong.
Frank's wrong. So do they reseed?
So
it's
do they
1-4, 1-4, 2-3, 2-3,
oh my God.
and then you continue from there. One cannot play one.
Yes, they can, and they're going to.
All right. Well, we'll find out. I guess we'll find out tomorrow how they go. So,
oh my God! And then we'll talk about this on what, the 5th or whatever.
Yeah, I guess
Lord.
so. Because I don't know on this site here anyway. I'll look on a different site, but on this site here they don't show the actual tree. So I'll see if I can find one here. So Frank, give us your prediction.
All right. So hold on. I had the games. They're gone. Can you put it back?
No, I'm looking for the other schedule.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna bring it back to my sheet. What the hell is going on, man? I'm gonna get pissed off. All right, U.S. is gonna win. I'll go with that. I'm gonna predict all the games. U.S. is gonna win against Latvia. Sweden's gonna win against Switzerland. Who's playing? We're playing the Czechs. The Slovaks are playing the Swiss.
Latvia, I think.
Finns.
Finns? Oh.
Here you go. I'll put it back up here for you guys.
No, aren't we playing the Finns?
Slovaks.
Oh. Okay, so I said I wouldn't be surprised if Czechia beat Canada. Okay, so Finland. I'll take Finland to beat Slovakia in an upset because there's always an upset. U.S. Sweden are safe. Okay, Czechia against Canada. No, they're going to fold like a house of cards. So Canada's going to win. Then we are facing the U.S. And then Sweden is facing Finland. Right?
I don't know. I said there's no. I looked on 4 different sites that didn't have the tournament tree, so maybe it's reseeded based on who wins the games. So, are we playing Sweden or are we playing the U.S. if all 3 teams win?
We're not playing either of them. We're playing Finland or Slovakia. Whoever.
No, it's not 2-3 against 2-3. That's not how a tree works.
Well, you know what? You can say that, but that's what I saw. So, and that's why I was like, "Ooh, very good."
So
But
you saw that if U.S. and Sweden wins, both number 1 seeds.
Trust me, the minute that we get off here, Frank, I'm going to send it on our thing. I'll show it to you. 100%.
Am I missing something? Did not the U.S. not?
Hey,
did
I didn't make the rules. I didn't make the rules.
I found it.
Okay.
You found it? Okay.
So they have
Post the link in the chat there, Ryan, in the private chat. Just copy and paste it.
trying to make me do stuff.
Good Lord. Ryan working. Everyone watch.
Oh my goodness, what have I pushed?
And God, after saying Frank is wrong several times, if I'm wrong, I'm going to hate it.
They do have it organized very weirdly. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I've never heard a tournament where right off the bat the number 1 seed faces the number 1 seed before the finals. Because if all logic is followed, it's the same with tennis. 1 against 2.
They have 1A facing 4B, 2B facing 3A, 1B facing 4A, 2A facing 3B.
Too many letters.
So yeah, the number 1 seeds
Bingo!
don't play each other until the final, or can't play each other until the final.
No. That's
Okay, so on the screen here is basically what I have. You just said. Let me find it here. Right there. So what? Canada's what? We were in the A pool, I believe.
A2.
So we're A2, and Sweden is A1. So Sweden, but again, it doesn't say who plays each other in the second round. So
no, the tree shows you. So the winner of
where's the link, Ryan? Where's the link, Finn? Put it in the private chat.
I put it in the private chat. You want the private chat?
Yeah. Put it in private chat so I can just click on it there. And then we'll bring it up. This is the one thing we didn't look up in advance because I thought it was what Eric said too. I thought Canada played the winner of
Nope.
the Slovaks and the Finns.
Nope.
Yep.
That makes no freaking sense, man.
Welcome to the World Juniors. Neither does the reffing. So, but that's the way it works. So.
No, that's the
Okay.
rule. Apply the rule.
So here we go. We've got the official document here.
Show me the official document. Oh, God, I can't see a damn thing.
There we go.
Oh, my. What is that Canada versus Slovakia, possibly? And Sweden versus Russia. What year is this?
Yeah, what are you showing us here?
Go back. You pushed the button. You pushed the button.
That's 2015.
He's right. You had it, and you click something.
There you
I
go.
was
That's
so
the one
much
right there.
younger back then. So.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Magically, 1A will fall all the way down to the other semifinal just by magic.
Oh, you know what? I had teams. This old Frank is going to be just going on here. So I had this damn thing.
1A, 1B. They go into each their own little box.
Okay.
What kind of championship are you running? It's like the old NHL. 1 against 16, 2 against 15. Next round, 1 against 2. This makes no sense.
Okay, Frank, help us out here. Canada is 2A.
Yes.
The Czechs are 3B. 1B
yes.
is, who is 1B? The US?
Yes.
Okay. So Canada, US, Sweden.
That's what I said.
No,
That's what Eric said.
no, that's not what Eric said.
No, he said Sweden, US next round. Stop it, man.
Can you tell we had a week off?
And see, chat, this is why we need a month off. We are just
Jimmy
at
the
a
Greek.
breaking point.
Jimmy the Greek. We need less old timers on this thing, man. These guys are losing their minds, man.
I'm not losing it. I saw it, and it said that Canada would play the winner of the Finland whatever game, Slovakia. And it was like this, but it had it labeled. And it said Canada has this and Sweden. So it was like the rankings per se. You know, it's like, I don't know, what do you call that in basketball? The BS. What do they call that, Glenny? The college basketball.
What
March Madness.
March Madness.
Well, I know it's called March Madness, but what do you call that when you bracket? So it had the bracket, and the bracket itself had, and it showed the winner of this. So we had the 4 games, right? And the winner of the 2 games would go into the semifinals, and the winner of the 2 games went into the semifinals. And I'm sorry, but Sweden, and I thought it was a bit stupid, but Sweden and the US were facing each other. And even though Frank logically has said, wait, this is stupid, that's what they had. And I was like, well, that works for me. so that's why I was happy with it. So
but it's not going to work out that way.
It is going to work out that way because that's what I saw on the internet. And the internet never lies, Frank.
Damn, you should stop watching the internet after midnight on the 31st, man, because...
what are you talking about?
A little bit too much champagne there, but...
You mean when my wife's in bed? What are you talking about, Frank? Okay.
So I'm going to continue my brackets.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh,
Finn, what have you got, buddy?
now, Finn?
I think old man Fred is right.
Oh my God, Frankie!
It's not possible.
It is possible. Watch this. I'm posting this link.
Okay. Let's click it, boys, and see what we get.
This is going to be resolved tomorrow, because Sweden and the US are going to win.
Scroll down.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it doesn't show me anything.
How do the semifinals work? They have one. Look at that. They have the 2 top seeds facing each other in the semifinal.
Well, it kind of works, but Frank's not going to be convinced.
What? That doesn't make sense.
What site is this, Fleck?
WorldJuniorsLive.com. I think it's probably pretty reputable. Not Joe's basement site.
Oh, God. You buggers.
We'll find out tomorrow, because there's no way Latvia beats the US, and there's no way Switzerland beats the Sweden.
Okay, and I think when we meet back on Friday, whoever's right.
Oh, hold on. Read the blurb at the top there.
Oh God, what does it say?
It's clear as mud. Jesus.
I saw the Durham thing, and it didn't say this. It had the actual teams. It didn't have the 1A, 4B bullshit.
The bracket at the top is probably what is correct, but how they worded it down below is confusing.
Canada is not going to face the US or Sweden until.
All right. So what's the chat saying? Are they going with this bonkers let's put all the top players against each other, one against one, the one in the East versus the one in the West. Let's do that. Gary Bettman's going to start doing that. Well, he kind of does with this stupid seeding bullshit, But
all right, let's get back to our predictions because we've got to got
Yeah,
off the track a little bit here.
Sweden, US winning tomorrow, and then Sweden shocking the US and going into the finals, and then Canada beating the Czech and the Finns beating the Slovaks, Canada beating the Finns, Canada in the finals, but Sweden wins again.
Okay, I'm going with my original prediction before the tournament started. Sweden over the US in the finals, 6-3. Gonna happen.
Oh, no, whoever Sweden plays, I pick them to win.
Okay.
That's an easy prediction. Sweden all the way.
Yeah. we got 3 Swedens. Frank, Finn, and myself say Sweden. Whoever they play are going to win the whole thing. Old man Fred going with Team Canada.
Don't go against Jimmy the Greek. I'm glad you took my advice and put that because you're leading all their predictions. So I'm glad you put it down until you lose the lead.
Well, gang, we had a good start to the show. I really enjoyed the trivia. The trivia was really good, Frank. I really enjoyed that. Good job. And then somewhere about 15 minutes ago, it just went off the rail. So we will be back on Friday night, 9:30 Eastern. The tournament will be over. We'll know who played who, and maybe we'll be celebrating a Latvia victory. Wouldn't that be something? Anything can happen in this game. And let me say that Latvia, maybe other than Canada, have the best fans in hockey. They travel, wherever the team's playing, they go and they support it. They sing in the stands. Those Latvians love their Artur Urbe and they love their hockey. That's for sure. Closing comments, Finn. Anything you want to close on?
Can we make predictions on the game of the week?
Nah, he wants to keep your streak alive.
Oh, I'm doing so well. We got to keep on going because I want to increase my score. Okay. All right. Well, we'll only go up to we'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, or a Thursday game so that we can look at the result on Friday. Finn, pick a game here for us. Lots of games tomorrow.
Oh, let's go with a real stinker. Let's go with Minnesota, Calgary.
Well, wait. I got to show you Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Thursday.
And then Thursday. Vegas, Florida could be good.
No, I don't want to. No,
I hate Vegas.
Team I hate against a guy I hate.
Calgary, Nashville.
Let's go with Columbus, Philly.
Columbus who?
Columbus and Philly.
You know it's bad.
Didn't Tortorella coach in Columbus?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Tortorellas. The Tortorellas against each other. I like that pick. The old team versus the new team.
And I think Philadelphia is in the playoffs, Frank.
Wait, man.
Pretty sure. If we look at the wild card here at conference-wise, look
Keep
who's
going.
in third place, Frank.
Keep going. Keep going.
Look where Columbus is. Number 9.
That Tortorella effect.
All right.
Yeah,
So
right.
Columbus going to Philadelphia. Old man Fred, let's start with you. Chat, let us know. Make your prediction. Give us a score. Columbus and Philadelphia on Thursday night.
Oh, those Tortorella teams are fantastic. So Philly 4-2.
Philly 4-2. Finn.
Columbus 3-1.
Ooh, Jimmy the Greek going with Columbus here. All right. Frank.
Racist.
Oh man, Fred stole my score, so I'll go. I was going to say Philly 4-2.
Okay, Frank. If I rewind the tape, at the very beginning, you said the Czechs are going to beat Canada, and then 10 minutes ago you said Canada's going to beat.
It wouldn't surprise me if they did, but it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be shocked.
Okay. Which Torch team are you going with?
Philly
Vancouver.
3-1.
Philly 3-1.
I'm counting and Carter Hart not being in goal.
Okay. I'm going with Jimmy
Griffin
the
can
Greek.
actually top pucks.
I'm going with Columbus and Jimmy the Greek. I'm going to say 6-2 for Columbus because they've been known for some big blowout games. Make it happen. Chat, what are you guys thinking? We got 5-1 for Pop Stongoria for the Flyers. Fussmucker says 4-3. We got an overtime call by Boiled Egg. GT is going for Philly. So, Jimmy, you and I are the only ones looking like we're going for Columbus, so we can pad our stats. And by pad my stats, I mean I could double them from 1 to 2. So let's go.
But Glenn, one of us is not going to be last, come Friday.
That's right. That's right. One of us will not be last.
It's this side of the screen versus the other side of the screen.
Here's our standings. Here's our standings after the Chicago Edmonton game. From
You're
a couple
already
weeks
too.
ago.
I am last. Oh, I'm fucked.
You're last, Frank. You're last. I mean, Frank, there are 4 people in the chat that have higher scores than you. Come on.
I suck at predicting, man.
All right. Well, we got Boiled Egg tied with Old Man Fred and Finn with 5 apiece. So, yeah, you guys have been doing really well in the predictions. Myself and D Block have 2. Fussmucker has 3 correct. Leo has 2 correct. So go Columbus. As we were finishing off our thoughts, Finn, your final thought was let's do a game of the week. Okay. Old Man Fred, how about yours?
I will post the correct thing to prove Frank wrong as soon as we get off. It'll be by Frank's time. It will be by 10:38. There you go. Thank you very much.
Okay, chat. You're all invited to our group chat just to see Frank's reaction.
And God help me if I'm wrong, because
I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat agrees with me and give me the agree. So
Frank does make the most sense what he's saying, but like I said, I saw it on the internet, and the internet doesn't lie.
Yeah. Dr. Google is always right.
Okay. I think GT Sundown has the best exclamation that I've heard all night. So I think that is accurate.
Yeah,
correct.
Make what you want. Yeah, good. That's lovely. Thanks.
They cannot play the U.S. if they both win. One cannot play one.
Yeah, okay, good. Thanks very much. I'd like to see his research. Thank you.
It is very clear on the website. Could you put the link of the website in the chat so Glenn can actually see it?
Buddy. Hey, let's see your research.
GT, do you have a better website than Finn had? With
yeah, Finn's website from 2015 was really good, but
it's the website you showed us. Oh, well, okay, not a different one. My thought of the week is I can't wait to be retired and a little bit senile and hit the juice a little bit too much while I surf the net.
I highly recommend it, buddy. I highly recommend it.
Got the side going tonight here, boys. Woo-hoo! Happy New Year! Happy New Year! All right. We'll be back on Friday. At least 2 of us will be sober. So
did anybody pick Canada for God's sakes?
Fred.
All right.
You're not listening, Frank.
I'm gonna hope Old Man Fred is right and they surprise us and other people besides Celebrini start actually playing in the medal round and we actually win. So let's hope, cross our fingers, but not looking good. It's too many passengers right now.
All right, the gold medal game is at 1:30 Eastern on Friday, January the 5th. So it should be over by about 4 p.m. Eastern. We are on at 7:30. So yeah, it'll be over in plenty of time before we come on at 9:30 Eastern on Friday. All right, guys. This was a laugh. This was fun. This was good. Frank, come up with some more trivia for Friday because that was a great way to start the show. And we'll see you guys next time. Chat, thank you guys for hanging in there. Thanks for the comments, all your predictions, and hopefully we'll see you back on Friday. Enjoy the rest of your New Year's Day night with the panel signing off.
With how this one went after a week off, do you think we can afford 3 weeks off?
Finn, we're done. We're finished.
Finn. When we come back, half the season's going to be over. We're going to have a lot to talk about because it's going to be crazy. It's going to be an hour and a half show for sure.
There you go.
Yes, we'll have Samsonov on the team, I'm sure, by then. So, yeah. See you guys.
All right, later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.